Everyone needs Body Talk because we're always in a state of stress. The way that our lives are set up, the way that we go through our lives, the types of things that we're exposed to through the news, through our environments, through pollution and the things that we eat, our body is always struggling, striving to maintain and feel better, to maintain a better sense of balance, to experience a greater and greater sense of health and well-being. And Body Talk helps people to experience that at a very deep level.
Well said.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, I noticed a chapter on breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the importance of breathing and where that fits in Body Talk.
In the Body Talk system, one of the phrases that we talk about and discuss a little bit in depth with in the basic modules is the idea that perfect breath equals perfect health. Unfortunately, we have yet to find anyone who has perfect breath, which means that most people are sick. But the idea of breath is pretty amazing because there are several aspects to it. When we breathe, our body actually uses our breath as a scanning mechanism to locate imbalances within our energy systems. And actually, once our breath finds those imbalances, our body will actually, ideally, self-correct.
Now, if somebody's holding some tension, and then it could lead to pain and dis-ease, but then the breath can't get through that tension. Is that correct?
Right, exactly. So, yes, so what happens, what most of us end up doing, so we'll have, the ideal is to have a nice smooth breath where we inhale fully, we inhale completely, there's a nice smooth breath, fluid breath, and then we exhale completely and there's a nice fluid exhalation. However, what you'll notice in most people is that there are some places, and we even notice it in ourselves when we slow down enough, there are places when we inhale where our breath seems to skip a beat. There isn't that fluidity there, and the same on the exhalation. So what's happening is our body minds are wanting to avoid addressing that particular frequency of energy.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do you think you can demonstrate a few healthy breaths for our audience?
Well, like I said, there's hardly anyone here who has a perfect breath, but a lot of people will say that the pelvic breath is going to be one of the most healthy breaths. Mm-hmm. So when you inhale, it's actually going to be very three-dimensional. There's going to be an inhalation, there will be an expansion front and back and to the sides. So you might be something like, so that might be an example of a healthy breath, but really it's going to vary from person to person.
Now, I noticed it was quite obvious that you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Is there a particular reason for that?
You know, I don't know. I think there are various schools of thought on that. You know, I personally, I don't know anything what the research says about that, but I personally prefer to inhale through my nose, exhale through my mouth, and then of course there are various practices like pranayama where they do the opposite breathing.
Well, I'm from a student of yoga, but we have here in our nose that trap the irritants, the pollutants, the pathogens. And let's say the outside ear is 72 degrees and comes through the nose and it's going to get warmed up to go into our body at 98.6. Mm-hmm. So this is like the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. Mm. So by breathing out through the nose, you're expelling the bacteria. So that's why I always breathe in and out through the nose. But that's my school of thought, what I've learned from my pranayama experience. Okay. So thought I'd pass that on to the audience.
No. It's interesting.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we haven't talked about this diagram. We got about 5 minutes left, so why don't you talk a little bit about this?
Sure. This is the Advanced Body Talk Protocol chart, and basically this is a breakdown of all of the major energy systems in the body that we address through the Body Talk systems. So 5 elements, according to Chinese medicine, 5 senses, states of consciousness. And you can see we run the whole spectrum from organs and endocrines, the very physical parts of the bodies, to energies, subtle energies such as the chakras and the meridians, to environmental factors, and even things like working with biochemistry, emotional holdings like called active memories, which address things like fears and phobias and belief systems, and musculoskeletal aspects.
Let me just ask you this. Now, somebody might look at that, you know, especially a beginner, and go, oh my God, that is, you know, overwhelming. How do you allay the fears of saying, like, well, this is too complicated for me, etc.?
Well, again, this is the advanced BodyTalk protocol chart. All the areas that are in gray are advanced materials. So that takes away some of it. So that helps to alleviate some of the fear. But another chart that we use in conjunction with this that I didn't bring along helps us to implement the BodyTalk system in a very systematic way. So there is a systematic approach to actually implementing and using this material.
Well, what I like, what I'm hearing, is that it's something you practice, and you know, just by repetition, you're going to learn. Especially, are there BodyTalk exercises you do on a daily basis?
Well, the BodyTalk exercises, I would say that the BodyTalk Access class, the BodyTalk Access routine, which we talked about earlier, the class I'll be teaching at Infinity, that particular routine is something that ideally people will incorporate into their daily routine.
Yeah, and I would think, you know, someone at your level, you know, when you're experiencing some stress, you're thinking about this information and creating balance.
Yes, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. We have less than 2 minutes, and I'll throw this out at you. And what else do you want the audience to know about BodyTalk?
The BodyTalk system, like I said, is probably one of the most comprehensive healthcare systems that's out there. It draws on a whole range of modalities and healthcare systems and really rolls it into one complete package. So it really allows for a lot of flexibility in the approach that each practitioner takes with the client.
Well, what I like, Ben, is it's a self-care system.
Yes.
It's like, this is your body, this is your health, now take care of it.
Right.
You got 30 seconds, Ben. Anything else you want to add?
There will be a BodyTalk learning forum coming up in June, so keep an eye out for that, where there will be classes, and Dr. John Veltheim will be here later in the year to give a public lecture. And
so the actual founder of BodyTalk is going to be here?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you've been listening to Ben talk about BodyTalk. For more information about Ben, Infinity Foundation, the Inner Quest Talk Show, stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, we wish you good health, good spirits, and good luck. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Jay.
For more information about this show, our guests, Infinity Foundation, or any of our other programs, please visit our website, infinityfoundation.org, or call us at 847-831-8828.